What's up? It's your girl Angie Fabulosity. I stopped in to do the celebrity gossip, okay? I am ready to spill the tea, baby. I got so much tea to spill out here in these streets. And I literally got the tea, okay? I just love my little tea set. It's so ladylike, the pink. Okay, so it's really cold here in Chicago. We've had so much cold here. And so I decided to wear my furry hat today. And I'm going to do an outfit of the day a little bit later so you can see my whole ensemble. Okay. Let's get right into it. But before we do, go get your drink of choice. Go get your food of choice. And come back and sit with your girl, Angie. Email. Text. Call. You better send a letter in a bottle, baby, and let everybody know your girl Angie is on the line. Okay, so let me put my glasses on and let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. Child, Cardi B just turned the AFC Championship into a Met Gala in a blizzard. She stormed the field screaming, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl, and wrapped up her man, Stefon Diggs, in a full on PDA moment as cameras ate it up. And she did it in a head-to-toe leather, icy green hair, fur, and a rare Birkin. Some resellers value around 50,000 K, okay? Sis said, Snow, I brought the couture, okay? On the home front, Cardi and Stefon welcomed the baby boy in November 2025, another layer to this whirlwind romance. But here's the twist, okay? Stefon's arraignment, stemming from a December 2025 incident he categorically denies, was postponed to February 13th, 5 days after the Super Bowl. The timing, woo! The NFL, my spicy take on it is the NFL just found its next celebrity storyline, and it's not the one they planned. Cardi B is the main character now, and unless PR teams are miracle workers, the court date will overshadow what happens on the field. If the Patriots win, she's football royalty. If they lose, tabloids pivot to the docket. Either way, Cardi B is the headline. And yes, I said it. Now, I talked about Cardi B I think it might have been in one of my last celebrity gossips. And if you don't remember or you didn't watch it, go to my playlist and just hit play and let all the celebrity gossips play out, okay? And I was saying it's really nobody's business that Cardi B had a baby with Stefon Diggs and she was still married. But I feel like Cardi B should not just rush to have a baby by this man. I mean, she just had a baby by her husband, okay? And then she finds all this stuff out about his lawsuit, his case. And I believe he had other children. He had some other woman pregnant around the same time Cardi B was pregnant. And so he ain't nothing but another man she was married to. He just like him. Pimp player, baby layer. You know what I mean? He had another woman pregnant at the same time he had Cardi B pregnant. now somebody's saying he tried to strangle her and all this old crazy mess. So she jumped into one frying pan into another. And, I don't understand. She could have dated this man, but why have a baby with this man? Obviously, she didn't know him like she thought she knew him. And then I saw on YouTube, after the game, she had cooked this big dinner for him and all of the things. She had baked a cake and pies and, just all this food for him. So she's head over heels. She's in love. But I don't think this man is for her. They even had rumors of him being on the down low, So I don't think that man was a good pick. She could have stayed with her man that she knew about already. Okay? She already know who he was. And now she done jumped in one hot pan into another. So I really hope things end well for her and Stefon Diggs. I think he's probably caught up because she's Cardi B and he gets all this attention on him, additional attention on him because he's with Cardi B. But I think Cardi B played her cards too fast, honey, and she played the wrong cards. So, are you Team Cardi, Team Patriots, Team See You in Court? Drop your take below. Okay? You pour me some more hot tea, baby. I spilled that tea, didn't I? I sure did. I sure did. But I do like Cardi B, don't get me wrong. But, honey, he ain't no good. So, next we're going to talk about Porsha Williams. So, Porsha Williams is glowing about her new relationship and promising a love-first approach this season on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I had also spilled the tea on this, that Porsha's dating a woman in one of my last celebrity gossip. So, make sure you go back to that playlist and just let it play out, honey. But the street chatter is that her $7 million Georgia mansion is under pressure, honey, allegedly due to missed payments. While she argues Simon Gabadi was supposed to cover the cost and now owes over $667K in household expenses. Messy and allegedly, but the filings are flying. Meanwhile, in the Traitor's world, Michael Rappaport, I hope I'm saying that right, is wavering on showing up to the reunion after helping banish Porsha early. And he says she never answered his DM apology. Now, my spicy take on it is Porsha is the moment. Excuse me. And the show needs her. Okay? If the mortgage drama is real, Bravo should put the finances on the camera like they do in Jersey and Beverly Hills. As for Rappaport, if you're going to play the game on TV, take your reunion smoke on TV. No disappearing acts. Do you buy the mansion tea or is it divorce debris? Sound off in the comments. Now, what I was going to say about Porsha is that I was listening to the Smiley Show, okay? And they were saying on there that, well, they were reporting the same information I'm reporting. And then the brat stepped in and she was like, no, that's not true. She's my girl. I know her. She don't have no problems with her finances. Don't even put that out there like that. Don't even put that out there like that. And she might not. This is what's on the streets. But she might be trying to get some more money from Bravo because Bravo really need her to come back, okay? And so I agree. If it is true The same way they be putting out on these housewives, people that's losing their money, don't have no money, they need to do the same thing for Porsha. But the brat did say that that was a lie. So I needed to put that in there. But you put what you think in the comments. So then we're going to talk about Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes, she was on the Housewives of Atlanta. So it was confirmed that Nene Leakes is returning for the Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20th, and the BTS photo with Porsha, Kyle, Teresa, and others broke the Housewives internet. She called it a long journey back after the past legal friction. Now she'll pop up fittingly on the Atlanta portion of the trip. My hot take of it is Real House of Atlanta never fully recovered from losing Nene star power. You can disagree, but the meme machine and the one-liner economy were built on her back. If this lands, don't be shocked if Bravo uses the road trip as a soft pilot for a full Nene revival. Now, I personally love Nene Leakes. I really felt like when she was on the show, it just brought drama. It just brought me back, okay? It brought me back to life, baby. She always had those one-punch liners, like, close your legs to marry men. Close your legs to marry men. Remember when she told Kim, I think her name is Zodiac or something like that. They was at the reunion and she was like, close your legs to marry men. I'm like, no, you're right and I'm wrong. No, you're right and I'm wrong. Honey, and my favorite one, I have bought a t-shirt that said it. I think it says, you never win playing dirty. Okay? I got my mother and myself a t-shirt that said that. You never win playing dirty, honey. And that is the truth. That's the truth. So as you can see, I love Nene Leakes. Now, Nene is an example of, honey, you're not supposed to bite the hand that feeds you. How you going to fall out with Andy Cohen? Okay? And you thought you was going to continue on. See, she had got the big head, honey. The big head. She was thinking she was all of that. She was on TV shows. She was doing plays and all this other kind of stuff. And she got a big head, honey. She was thinking she was better than everybody. You know what I mean? She was acting like she's just so rich and all of the things. And honey, let me tell you something what God will do, baby. God will bring you on down. He will bring you on down. He brought her back on down, honey. Because when her husband died, he was the one that was keeping the money together and paying the bills and doing what he's supposed to do. She didn't know how to do none of that. So she ended up losing her business. Remember, she had the swag boutiques. She had, and she had several of them. She had the Lithia Club and Lounge in Atlanta. Honey, she had her little wig line and all this kind of stuff. She ended up, when Greg died, honey, she didn't do her money right. She ended up meeting this African man and, honey, giving him money, investing in his business. He wasn't doing nothing but taking from her and stealing from her. And, honey, she gave her money away. His wife, he was married, found out he was married, and the wife sued her. You know what I mean? So she did get money from Bravo, but they was like, she got a nice piece of change, but she really had lost her money, honey. She had to sell her house and all of the things. And she talked about it. And one thing I do like about Nene is that she gonna own it. She said, that happened. I didn't know anything about finance. I let my money go. I had bad investments and all of the things. And so she needed that Bravo check. Next thing you know, she was on the Carlos King show, and she was, well, I don't have no problems with Andy. I would love to sit down and talk to Andy, honey. She was backpedaling. She was trying to get her job back, honey, because she needed them coins. She even had a YouTube channel. And that turned out to be a flop. I did like it, you know, when she was interviewing people, but that turned out to be a flop. She couldn't afford to keep doing that. So I'm glad that she's back on Bravo and she getting her coins. I wish her all the luck. I hope she does get a show of her own, because I think she's talented as far as reality TV. She's reality TV gold. She's good to watch. She's funny and all of the things. So, good for you, Nene. So, drop your favorite Nene quote and the winner gets pinned. Okay? Drop that in the comments. All right. So, next we're going to talk about the Braxtons real quick. The Braxtons, I'm so sad. Oh my God. They're not coming back. And those of you that watched me do my review, I was excited. It was excitement. It was drama. It was fights. It was a lot. And I loved every bit of it. Okay? I love that drama. And I was just waiting to see what's going to happen next season. And they didn't get it because if they wasn't canceled because they didn't get the views. No. They was not canceled for that. They was canceled because Teyana don't want to come back. She had the nerve to do a short, and she was saying that, of course, they got the views. I know I was watching. I believe that. She said she didn't want to come back. She felt vindicated. She wanted to let everybody know she was not the shit starter. Her sisters always picked on her, and she thinks she proved her point, and she has no reason to come back. Teyana got her album out, honey, and she's touring, and she's going to be touring and all of the things, and she has a lot going on, and she don't need it. She don't need it. So, Tawanda and Trina, they got their little coins. I hope they saved it, because they're not coming back. Was it Trina? I don't think it was. It was Tawanda and Trina. So we're gonna go into Toni Braxton. So this is the R&B super package we dreamed of. Toni Braxton joined a new edition and Boyz II Men for a 30-city cross-country run, one stage together, 360 arena setup. Legit, this is billed as an original music experience, not an ordinary billing. Now, my take is this. This tour will outgross most solo nostalgia tracks because it collapses 3 headliners into one ticket. If the set list breaks together right on 2026 arenas, and yes, I'm calling it now, Toni will seal the show with Unbreak My Heart. Now, I've been to a Toni Braxton show, and I've been to a Boyz II Men show. I've never been to a New Edition show, which is on my bucket list. I will do that. But let me tell you something. Toni Braxton gives a hell of a show. You hear me? She still got her body. She wear the costumes. That woman can dance. She sings. She gives a hell of a concert. As I remember, a couple years ago, I took my husband to see Toni Braxton. And when he heard I got the tickets, and I had paid a lot of money because I was sitting we were sitting close. And he was like, why would you think I want to see Toni Braxton? And I love Toni Braxton. She is the living legend. I said because Toni Braxton is the living legend, and I've never seen her before, and I heard she gives a good performance. Honey, my husband was like, oh my God, that woman performed her behind off. And she in her 50s, honey, got it going on. So she will steal the show, okay? She gonna steal the show. And so if they come to Chicago, I'm definitely going to check them out. Even though I've seen Toni Braxton before, I would love to see her again. And I would love to see New Edition because I never saw it. Which city are you hitting? Tell me your top 3 must-hear tracks. Now, my favorite track of Toni Braxton is He wasn't man enough. He wasn't man enough for me. He wasn't man enough for me. Oh. Honey, he wasn't man enough for me. I love that song. Okay, so next we're going to go to Luenell and Al B. Sure, honey. They've been working the internet, baby. Luenell and Al B. Sure, honey. Let's get into this. Okay. So, Luenell dropped the carousel. Yup, it's love. Finally out. The shadows with IG, PDA, and all. L answered, don't call us AI, call us AL. AL, B, and Luenell. Pink cute. When the haters chirped, all praised her publicly, creating her for being there during his coma recovery. Let me go back and say that again. Crediting her for being there during his long coma recovery, which shut down the not worthy noise quick. Now, my take is the backlash says more about ageism and desirability politics than it does about them. This relationship is a mirror. If real love is in your 50s and 60s, upsets you, that's your projection. I'm rooting for grown folk joy. And I just feel like, no, they don't look good together. Okay? And you see a lot of couples every day, and the man might be fine, and the woman might look like a wolf, honey. And you be like, what he seeing her? And everybody be like, what he seeing her? Or you might see a beautiful woman, and, you know, she's sitting up there with a monster, and you're like, oh, my God, he got to have some money. Okay, because why the hell she with him? Oh, he must treat her good, you know. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I love the clip where he said this. He said, I loved her because when I was in the coma and she was whispering in my ear every day and telling me a lot of good things, and I saw her heart is what I fell in love with. I saw her heart. And he kissed her and he said, this my boo-boo kitty. I was like, oh, no, he didn't. He said, boo-boo kitty? He must be in love. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Luenell looked like a freak. She looked like a freak to me. But at the end of the day, we know she got a hell of a personality because she's a great comedian. And Luenell was married before, and her husband was good looking. Okay? She liked young men, but she married a man, and he was a little bit younger than her. And that was her love. I mean, that was her heart, her soul. They ended up getting a divorce, but she always said she would never meet another man like that again. And he died of cancer, and she took care of him in his days when he was sick. And it was really hard for her, and she said that was the love of her life. And she didn't think that she would want to find anybody like him again. And then she found Al B. Sure. And I'm always happy to see older people find love. Okay, everybody needs love. And it's a beautiful thing when somebody is connecting to your soul, connecting to who you are as a person, and not just on the physicalness. You know what I mean? But I thought it was a joke, to be honest with you. I ain't even gonna say it loud, baby. I thought it was a joke. But no, they're in love. I think, what's her name? Shepherd. The lady that took Wendy's place. I forgot her name. Her last name, Shepherd. And she said they're very good friends. And they've been dating for a while. And he comes to all her shows. He flies out to all her shows, and they're always lovey-dovey. That this is real, and this is her boyfriend. I was like, okay, Luenell can pull, baby. It don't matter about what size you are. It don't matter about how your face looks. It don't matter. When somebody love you, they're gonna love you for who you are. And that's even with regular couples. Women gain weight, lose weight, men gain weight, but you don't lose the love for your spouse, okay? So people, and you're not going to always stay beautiful. So I'm happy for them. To Luenell and to Al. I'm glad they found each other and found love. Comment, love wins if you're into it, or still processing if you need time. Okay. Okay, so next we're going to go with Mary J. Blige. Okay. Mary J. Blige announces her first ever Las Vegas residency and addresses the viral Over It clips from tour. A queen speaks, #Mary J. Blige, #Las Vegas. The queen of hip-hop soul is taking over Las Vegas. Mary J. Blige announced My Life, My Story, her first ever residency at Dolby Live Park MGM, with dates in May and July 2026. Meanwhile, the internet clowns her 2025 tour for looking over it. Mary finally addressed it on January 21st. Baby, she was effing exhausted. 30 shows deep, barely a breath left. Now, my take on it is Mary's residency will be theatrical and emotional. A narrative concert. Pull up and bring tissues. And please let Auntie sip water between not gonna cry and be without you. And that's true. I mean, let's give Mary J. Blige a break. She might have been, I've seen her in concert many times. And she's older. She's in her late 50s, okay? Late 50s. And so, if she's out of breath, don't clown her for that. Let her do what she got to do. If she can't dance or whatever, she never was a dancer in the first place. If her voice cracks, which it does at times, so what? That's Mary J. Blige, honey. She is the queen of R&B, and she deserves a break. Now, I don't like seeing the same person in concerts a lot, because to me, you see them one time, you see them all. But let me tell you something. Mary J. Blige put her heart and soul in concerts, honey. That woman gonna fall on the floor with the mic. She gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry no more. No. She gonna sing. She gonna cry. And the ladies in the audience be like, Mary, girl, you should leave that man. Mary, he shouldn't have done you like that. Mary. I'm like, girl. Me and my husband was like, oh no, this is a concert, honey. You should have went with your girlfriends with, honey. She gonna bring it. She gonna bring the noise, baby. She gonna do it all. And I love it. And everybody love it. So I can't wait when I go to Vegas to check out Mary J. Blige. And I'm going to give her a break. If her voice cracked, honey, if she can't breathe, if she breathing hard, I'm going to give her a break. I love me some Mary J. Blige. And congratulations, girl, for your new residency. Now, which Mary era owns your soul? Comment the song that wrecks you every time. I think my favorite Mary J. Blige song is, I'm going to say, I like that I'm Not Gonna Cry No More. I like that. He said it's his child. I like that one too. How can he deny his old-fashioned blood. That's a cut too. I forgot the name of the song, but that's a cut. I think it's called No Holiday. Oh my God, I like to. I can't believe after all this time I'm in love with a man who can never be mine. That's a lot for a lot of women. Okay, so we're going to go with Jennifer Williams and Christian Gold. Now, Basketball Wives, Jennifer Williams is standing by her husband, honey, Christian Gold, as he faces a hefty default judgment and past probation mess. He's what fact alleged and what it means. Hashtag Basketball Wives and hashtag Jennifer Williams. Woo! The receipts are receding for Jennifer Williams. Husband Christian Gold, a.k.a. Christian Walden, just got hit with the $625,000 default judgment after failing to respond to a civil lawsuit accusing him of a fake investment scheme. And remember the Paris wedding back in September 24th? Reports say Christian had a probation violation just before the ceremony. The judge allegedly let him out to attend, and then he had to finish his time. It was real messy. Now, I talked about this before when she first married him in one of my celebrity gossips. Okay, so make sure you go back to the playlist and look at it. Okay, so Jennifer has publicly defended him on social, sharing messages that imply the weapon formed but did not prosper. We'll see how this plays in court. Now, my take is, if these allegations stick, it's bad, but default judgments can be about not showing up, not necessarily guilt. Either way, it's a reality TV storyline from the heavens. And evidence popcorn is ready. Okay? Now, let me tell you what I think about Jennifer Williams, though. I think that she is a beautiful woman. She's intelligent. She's successful. She has a lot of money. But what she don't have is she does not have a lot of common sense when it comes to a man. I gotta pour some tea, honey. She don't. She does not. Because this man is way younger than her. I think he may be in his 30s now. But when she met him, he was in his 20s. And I believe she could be 50 years old. So, how does this man have all this money when he was in jail for at least I don't know if it was 5 years. And he was at the time like 28 years old. So he was in jail for 5 years. So how this young man, Harpo, how this man sit up and make all this money? Girl, you know he was a part of a posse scheme. All you cared about was the bags. The bags and the clothes he was buying you. Okay? Now, it's just no way in the world she should have married this man. She really didn't even know how he got the money, his money. They had a YouTube show, and he was saying he wasn't working on the YouTube show. And she looked all embarrassed, and she said, no, you work. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know. And I'm like, what is really going on here? They playing in our face. Was she that desperate to have a man? You know, she had dated the guy from Sweetie Pie, and he was killing them. You know, he was but unaliving people for insurance. His own nephew. And that was her man. She had a man that still said he was going to get her car fixed. I think she had I think she had a Range Rover, and honey, he took it and did not bring it back. She had to take him to court, all of that. So her husband she married didn't want him. When she was married to that basketball player, and he was ugly. He was ugly. But he had money. And he cheated on her all during the show. He threw a martini in her face. So he was very disrespectful on her on TV. So I'm like, why are you so desperate for a man that you're just going to accept anything, girl? I don't know why. You know, that just goes to show you could be successful, you could be this, you could be that, but you just bad with men. So I don't feel sorry for her because the writing was already on the wall. And Evelyn Lozada on Basketball Wives was trying to let her know, honey, your man runs schemes, okay? And you a fool if you marry him. And so, I'm going to also say Basketball Wives has been canceled. There'll never be another Basketball Wives, all right? They announced it, I think, last week. And Shani announced it. So all Basketball Wives have been canceled. And it was because of low ratings. And I thought it was low ratings. I didn't really like watching it. It was too stupid. The girls were always fighting. First of all, nobody was really a real basketball wife. The only person that was a real basketball wife on that show was Jennifer. Jennifer Williams was married to a basketball player, okay? And, of course, Shani was married to Shaq. So I don't even know why they called it basketball wives. It just should have been basketball girlfriends. So I'm not really sad about them not coming back. Oh, let me say Jackie. Jackie was also a basketball wife. I think Jackie Christie. But Jackie Christie was too old for all that fighting and acting a fool. They brought the young girls in, and she just didn't look right with them. So it needed to cancel. And so do you think Jen should ride or run? Sign off in the comments. Keep it cute or keep it legal. Okay, that's what you should write. Keep it cute or keep it legal. I think she needs to just let that man go. And they going to make her pay the money because he don't have it. But because that's her husband, she going to have to pay. So she got plenty of money, I guess. So I don't know, but he's a fake and a fraud. And she's a fool for getting up with that man. So real quick, I just want to talk about Teyana Taylor. She won a Golden Globe. I love her. She was married to Amin Shumpert, and he was a doggone fool. And then this is an example how when you let go and let God, what can happen to you. This woman, she was already a singer. She was already a dancer. She was already everything. Beautiful. She could dress. She was helping other stars, writing music, all of that. She even tried to help her husband, and I talked about this in one of my celebrity gossip. She even tried to help him get into the music, to the acting world. And he was just jealous of her. And men will be jealous of you, okay? And he was one of them. She had the fame, but he had the money. But he wanted the money and the fame. So she let go. She let God. She let him go, honey. And look what happened to her. She's been in movies. Her music is out. She's been on magazines. I love her. She got it going on. I'm happy for her. And I just want to say that. So last but not least, we're going to talk about Ray J. Oh my God. It came out last week. He's saying on the internet that he had been drinking a lot, doing drugs, and his health is failing. That his liver's messed up, his kidneys messed up, and he don't know if he gonna be here in 2027. He don't think he gonna be here. And he wanted everybody to know he's grinding, he gonna be working, he trying to make this money. He said his sister Brandy had been paying his bills for a whole year, so I don't know what happened to his money. I know at one point he was worth $30-some thousand, but I asked Google, and they said that he only worth $14 million. So I don't know what happened to the $30 million. And people, you think they rich in Hollywood, but they really not. And their money might be tied up in homes and tied up in investments and tied up in a lot of things where they just don't have the cash. I think that's what happened. And maybe why Brandy had to pay his bills, but I don't know. But that's what he said. Brandy paid his bills for a year. They were no longer best friends. Remember, say it's my best friend. I love that song. But they fell out. But it seemed like they got back together, and it could be because he was sick. He had a lot of things going on. They said he allegedly he did the setup for Whitney Houston's demise. I don't know that that's true. He said it's not. He did say that, but that's what's being said. They said he was bisexual, that he was involved with Diddy and all of the things. I know that when he was online with Nicki Minaj, that she called him out and he said he wasn't bisexual. But I think he was bisexual, to be honest with you. I believe that he did a lot of things he shouldn't have done, and that's why his sister and family did not want to be bothered with him. Well, not his family, but his sister. He's still legally married to Princess. They filed for divorce all the time. They have lots of drama. But I remember that he said that he would be spending weekends, a week at a time in Vegas, and be high the whole time and be up all night smoking, drinking, doing drugs. And your body, he's 45 now. So he's been doing this for a long time. And he thought he was invincible. That's what he said. He said, I thought I was invincible. I've been getting high and doing things for many, 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 many years. And now I'm where I'm at today. And so, you know, you got to understand, you want to live a long life, so you want to do your body right. And he was too old to continue to do that. He even had children, and that didn't stop him. And so some celebrities, they just get hooked up on these drugs and all of the things. And, you know, I hate that his health is failing him. He sounded like gloom and doom. He didn't sound like he had a chance. So prayers out to Ray J. Prayers out to Ray J. In the comments, say prayers to Ray J. Put some praying hands for Ray J. I don't like to hear bad news about anybody, you know. And I got to give it to Ray J. He know how to promote. He can promote really well with chaos and drama. So I hate to hear that about anybody, and I hate to hear that about Ray J. He is a father and have children, and his children need him. So that's all I have. That's all I got, honey. I poured the tea. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I'll see you in the next video.